First proper day of training, and we get to meet our first rival. This is a fellow farmer named Giorgio.
He's just way too nice to be a farmer.
He's gorgeous.
Jeez, tell me about it.
He's mine.
He also has a fiancée, so he is not marriable. At first, I thought that was terrible. But then I met a character that we're going to meet later in the day. And I didn't care anymore.
He wears a silk scarf, you know? Like, you gotta be careful with guys like that.
That rain cloud is his emotions. But yeah, Giorgio's deal, he mostly, I think, grows flowers and the like. I think he has some other animals and crops and what have you. But generally, there are 4 other rivals. Like, there's you, there's Giorgio, there's Ida, and then there's 2 other characters. I don't think we're going to meet the last one today. But as the game goes along, you're actually going to compete against these guys for farming plots. It's not a permanent thing where you buy it outright. You rent it over a period of time, and then once your time runs out, you have to compete against the other farmers for the lease to that plot, and then so on and so forth.
That's kind of genius, actually.
It keeps you paying attention to what you have.
Also makes a little more sense that there's shopkeepers selling farming-related goods in the area.
Yeah. It's not just you. So because it's our first day out on the farmland, we have pretty much no energy. I don't usually wake up until like 10 in the morning, so I sympathize.
Oh my god, Grandma, please stop waggling your eyebrows at me.
That's your stamina.
How about a nice hearty breakfast, dearie?
It is good that she's teaching us this. There's actually 2 elements to your health. The heart is specifically the stamina you use as you use your tools and what have you. The face visualizes how much of that stamina you're using. So it's green right here. So that means I'm not as good as I could be. Eating pretty much takes care of that immediately, even if it's just a basic salad you made with 1 turnip.
Why are you having stew for breakfast?
It's out on the farm.
Don't knock until you tried it.
You want your health face to pretty much always be blisteringly happy.
It seriously looks like a weird little worm kind of poking out of the UI. Best has a mood worm.
Ugh.
I'll say it again, don't knock until you tried it, man.
It's what compelled her to leave the city for the country. Had to return home to spawn.
City folk are always staring at my mood worm. Oh boy.
So where's she keeping the mood worm that I'm worried about?
In her hat. Where do you keep yours?
I thought it'd be, I don't know, in her ear or something. It's something that pokes out of her.
Oh man.
Dogs get worms in their ass, so be careful what you say.
Oh dear.
Exactly. Stamina gets too low, you start scooting your ear across the carpet.
Fine, Grandma. I was just enjoying myself.
Jumping in your flower beds.
Now we're outside, you can really see how Best hauls ass everywhere.
Oh yeah, I love the freedom of movement in this game. It's one of the things that I liked about Tale of Two Towns so much, and one of the things they really screwed up in A New Beginning, because your jumps in that game are so heavy and you can't go anywhere at all. But in this one, you just blitz across the screen. There's something that I wish actually carried over to when we have our own farm, is that twigs and rocks don't show up on our farm. They did for the sake of this tutorial, and we hang on to twigs and rocks for building materials.
A frosty cold pint.
I thought that was beer.
Oh,
Yep.
that's an awful lot of head on that orange juice.
It's fresh squeezed, eyebrow waggle.
That's right. Fresh squeezed out of my keg.
It's Blue Moon.
Yes, I'm down to a red face now. Here he is. Here is the star of the game. Fuck you, this is the real best character.
Ripped straight from the pages of Shonen Jump.
This guy is an absolute dork, and I love him. He is our fellow farmer. Is that so? He's also slightly drunk. This is Fritz. I don't care what anyone in the thread's preference is. He's a bachelor. I'm going for him. Because he is so likable and such a loser dork, but so friendly and endlessly cheerful. And also, he just always has that bandage on his face. I think he needs someone to look out for him.
Oh, he's like a little wounded bird. Either that or he is bad at shaving.
He could be bad at shaving. The running gag with Fritz is he's got a really small farm and he's really not a threat. Like when you go to compete against the other farmers for plots, he never does that great.
Oh, I can just picture it now. He's got chickens walking around with like one leg shorter than the other.
So how old are you that grandma's telling you to go play?
We're adult age of some sort. I mean, I think we were actually working in the city. We weren't like just dragged out of high school.
I wasn't paying attention. Was she doing the eyebrow wiggle pose when she said that?
She could have been.
Oh, Granny.
I'm 18, I've never gone swimming. Time to learn now. This is a really cool mechanic I was talking about. If you don't have a fishing rod, you can just jump into the river and catch fish that way.
Whoa, that is badass.
Best is metal as hell.
Best is part grizzly bear, apparently.
I did good.
Whoa. Very impressive.
Yeah, I don't know how to swim. I'm gonna jump in the river with all my clothes on, then pick up a rock bigger than my head. Someone's lying to us.
She is incredibly buoyant.
All things considered, I feel like swimming would take up way more stamina than it does. I think watering crops is harder on you than swimming.
She's got pontoons under that skirt.
Guess so.
That's how they're built, man.
There's no petticoat keeping them up. That's air. Thank you, game. Just a reminder that we as adults do not trust kids in this day and age.
Oh, you don't want to be the game responsible for some kid, like, jumping into a river, though. Look at me, it's just like Story of Seasons, and then they end up getting, I don't know, scooped up by a grizzly bear, because they were mistaken for a salmon.
Or a fishing trolley.
Yeah.
Or best.
Because they were mistaken for a salmon. Just give me more money for just enjoying myself. Still can't spend it.
You picked up a couple twigs, got $500 under the table. Allowance my ass.
We also get to hang on to that orange juice you gave us. So I can either actually use it or just save it for selling later.
That's a little bit ungrateful, isn't it?
It's worth 220 gold.
Thanks for the refreshing juice, Granny. How much will you give me for this?
You say talking to a guy who's right behind her.
That's right.
It actually is a good morning this time. Because I'm not jet lagged now.
Ah.
Best sort of go-to animation for explaining anything is sort of wiggle around in place and then emphasize an ass.
So it's not so much the Sims style of communicating as Mario and Luigi, basically.
Yeah, something like that. That or a speech bubble with an object in it. Let's go in. So this is the trade depot. If anything, this is probably the most controversial part of Story of Seasons, because in these first 2 seasons or so, man, is it a pain in the ass to actually sell anything. There are no shops or shipping bins local to the town that we're in. We have to wait for a trader from another country to come in and set up shop in our town, and we can only sell anything to them. We can buy some things from shops in our town, but we can't sell anything to them.
Huh.
So for the first 2 seasons, you're going to have a lot of crap in your rucksack and in your storage that you're just saving for when a merchant comes to town. And it's probably going to be like 4 more days before they show up. On the plus side, there is a calendar in your house, which you can check and it will tell you what merchants are going to come that day. I feel like it's not until actually fall that there's probably going to be at least one merchant who comes to town every day.
That was the tiniest elephant I've ever seen.
I know, or these people are giant, one or the other.
But this nice lady, Ash, is our first merchant. I feel like she only shows up every... Like, there'll be a couple days where she shows up every day, and then she'll be gone for 2 or 3. She's from Silk Country, which is roughly, vaguely Middle East country. They don't get specific. Really? I couldn't tell.
Oh man, it's a good thing that Veronica had that woodcut of what trade looks like.
Now, what's that thing she's standing behind called?
Oh, the bell.
Oh.
Yeah, we're doing it in military time.
Wow. 12 hours of straight commerce.
She's in it to win it. Something about the red text in this game is incredibly threatening.
You can't sell anything.
Don't throw trash in rivers. Don't drown.
Don't throw your kids in the river.
Oh my goodness, he's adorable! What a downtrodden little man!
Mr. Jonas, he's slightly harder to befriend than the other people because he's always hiding out in this post. When you talk to him, it'll pull up the menu to look at everything related to shipping, but it will count as you talk to him, which will increase his friendship. But you need to wait for him to get off the shift before you can give him any gifts.
But I can't accept this egg. I'm working.
But what we're looking at is, when you talk to Jonas, he'll tell you what is recommended for selling. That just means that the merchants listed will give you more money for that particular type of item. So Ash will give me more money for selling her flowers or wine. And that will stay for pretty much the entire week until the next Tuesday, I think. They really don't trust you to remember anything, which is probably a good thing. I like to imagine Ada just wandered off on her own. And they have to go look for her every now and then.
She'd bought some of the famous Silk Country opium poppies. I don't trust Ida. I think there's something going on with that old lady. She's too sly.
It's for my field, Woggle Woggle.
Between that and the tax dodging and the farm subsidies, she's got this whole system figured out.
Well, Veronica's a Jedi. She just opened the door with her mind.
That's another perk of being Guildmaster.
I think she just had an off-screen flunky do it for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ada has pretty much no energy anymore. Just kind of sad.
Probably all the opium.
Mm.
I'm on to you, old lady.
I think she's faking it for the disability.
There is something dark going on with this old lady.
Tell you, man, she's getting it coming and going.
But there you have it. Training so far has been pretty simple. Next time we're actually going to get down to the farming shit.
Oh, man.
Why are you farming shit?
Look, we've been over the whole manure thing.
Oh.
Have you seen the margins on feces? It's amazing. It's essentially free poo, 100% profit. Sell it to the Silk Country.
There's no bathrooms. People probably pay you to take it away.
That's right. I'd like to play a Harvest Moon where you play as a night soilsman. You know, have a cart full of raw sewage, collecting people's chamber pots, selling it to tanners and stuff. Man, it'd be like Reciteer, except you'd need to wash your hands after playing it.
Capitalism? Ew.
Yeah, that's right, man. Supply and demand.
You know, out of all running gags that would come out of this, that wasn't what I expected.
Oh. I always go lowbrow. I apologize.
We are classy individuals.
So classy. What we need is some turnips or some animals to distract us.
Which we'll get next time.
Yes!